Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's throttle up for AR, accelerated retirement. What a week, man. Um, and I hate being right. I like being right. I hate being right and losing money, right? I told you yesterday in the live trade brief when I put on that bull call spread, I said there's going to be a deal later today. Ain't no ceasefire, whatever. But the market imploded too much on that news, and then who knows? The day ain't over yet, man. That bull call spread that I did might start making money. We're gonna start heading up to 71.25 here, but again, uh, you know, little bit of drinking money, but I'm like, damn it, I knew what was going to happen last night. Again, the same. Oh my God, it's going to be war crimes if he does, everything. I'm like, you people are insufferable. So there you go. So we had this, and I'm like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. And then slam. The slam at 3 o'clock. Look at that. 3:30. Slam into the close, and now we're starting to rally. Again, I label those trades drinking money for a reason, folks. I'm like, I'll throw some drinking money, but we'll see. Day ain't over yet, man. I mean, we can implode or we can keep running, but you all knew that was going to happen, right? I mean, this was, JD Vance, Air Force Two's waiting on the ramp to go to Pakistan, and he's not, and he's going to the White House with Pete Hegseth, and they're all going to the Situation Room. Okay, like, oh, that's shocking. Anyway, so exactly, Scott. That's exactly what it was. It was, and that's a couple. That can be a couple. That could be a firm. Might have done this before in a long time ago, folks. There are large firms that can move the market. Or Bobby Axelrod picks up the phone and he calls his buddy and let's go type of thing. So is that illegal? Well, who knows? You know, if you get caught. But anyway, so a lot going on. Can you? This, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden ran for president from his basement. They used COVID. No, you can vote from home. Okay, yeah, just print mail-in ballots and dump them in the vote. So the Democrats in 2020, folks, unbelievable. Um, but the mail-in ballots, Joe Biden in his basement. The guy campaigned from his basement. And even so, some of the videos that he cranked out, like that was the best take you did. He looked like an idiot. He ran on the Charlottesville thing, right? The white supremacists with their Depot tiki torches and all the white guys. Donald Trump said there were very fine people on both sides, right? Well, there actually wasn't very fine people on both sides. The fucking Southern Poverty Law Center paid. I knew this for years. They're all paid agitators, man. But they just got criminally charged. They were paying KKK, and I can't even. Now you know last week or a couple days ago why the Atlantic did a hit piece against Kash Patel. Because yesterday he hit the Southern Poverty Law Center with federal crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, they were paying. So, first of all, you're a 501c3, man. You defrauded donors. You lied, you committed wire fraud. Oh my God, it's not insane. I knew it. Everybody who knew Southern poverty, it's not in the South. It has nothing to do with poverty. Um, it made its name by fighting the KKK and defrauded donors by funneling money to extremist groups. It was all AstroTurf. The dudes in Charlottesville were paid. I can't. Calm down. Absolutely insane. Prosecutors said they paid extremist organizations like the Klan, the Aryan Nation, and neo-Nazi groups. I want that to sink in. The Southern Poverty Law Center was manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, General Milley, first day in the Pentagon. What did they say? Our number one priority, number one threat to this country. I'm like, China, Iran, North Korea. Uh, oh, what white extremism in the ranks. What did you just say? We're gonna rout it out. We're gonna do this big purge. Do you remember what happened like a year and a half into it? They released like a report really quietly because they found less. They had to say 100 though. It said less in front of it. It's like we found less than 100 crazy people out of 1.8 million active guard reserve people. I'm sorry, did you say less than it's a rounding error. This is the truth. The truth always comes out, folks. Truth is truth, and it's from God. This is infuriating. The CEO said, we're being targeted for political reasons. Oh, really? Oh, that's crazy. Kind of like moms praying in front of an abortion clinic and everything like that. Wow. We're outraged by these false allegations. Great. We'll see you in court and I'll see you in jail. So they started investigating this bullshit under Biden, but the investigation quietly disappeared. I don't know why. Why? Okay. Wow. I can't even, you can't make this up. They said Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA was a terrorist organization. They, all these like normal conservative men and women in this country were put on their webpage. Domestic terrorists, they're the enemy. Whoa. Wow. Whew. Informants were secretly paid from a series of bank accounts in the name of fake organizations, and the funds were loaded onto prepaid cards. Folks, innocent until proven guilty, they will have their day in court. I'm fairly certain the grand jury in Alabama who looked at all the totality, I get it, you can indict a ham sandwich, but when they got bank and this and the FBI and these folks, they just, they're going to make sure they have their I's dotted and their T's crossed. This is a disgrace. Joe Biden's a disgrace. They're all awful Americans. This is a Jesse Smollett, man. It's unbelievable. All these no kings protesters, and remember the George Floyd shit. Do you remember some of those mysteriously on street corners in Chicago, D.C., and L.A. were pallets of bricks? Who? There's a U-Haul. Bunch of guys just put a bunch of bricks there and hopped in a U-Haul and drove away. Who? They work for free? All of this shit in the United States of America, except for the aging hippies from Vietnam, all the white and the liberal white old Karens are paid. They're paid. Anyway, man, this is insane. And of course, at the press conference last night, all they were asking Cash Patel is like, "Have you been drunk at work?" And all these. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" The Southern Poverty Law Center, where you have any questions about this? No, but is the Atlantic report? So the Atlantic hit piece, not a single named person, all anonymous sources. Remember back in the day we had journalists? I think Walter Cronkite would have ran with the story just on. I'm not going to tell you anything, but this is what I'm reporting as fact. Oh, really? So good on Cash Patel. I'm going to sue you for defamation. Discovery is going to be great on both sides, right? He's got to show everything, and so do they. Anyway, what a night. I sat there and watched this press conference. I'm like, oh my God, these people, they're not American. They are not Americans. If our founding fathers were alive today, first of all, that Chris Murphy from Connecticut, he'd be swinging. And so would these people. And they're nuts. The people are just nuts. I'm dealing with people on social media, like, who are like pro psychedelics and everything like that, but can't stand Trump. They're in this like, they're in this tizzy. Even John Stewart, right? He's like, he was shaking, he was acting, but he wasn't really acting. He's like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Donald Trump, you did a solid, psychedelics for veterans. And then he still made fun of him and ripped him apart. It's how these people are. Anyway, so let's get airborne. Investor Day, Definium. My signal thread's kind of popping. I got a couple buddies there. uh, yeah. Demerex, an ibogaine company, just got their IND cleared. Timing is starting to line up with what we speculated yesterday. I'm like, dude, I'm on the advisory board of Demerex. Dr. Mash is down in Miami. She's going to come up sometime next week. We're going to shoot an in-person podcast. If you're a current investor, Norm, I don't know if you're in here. Norm's like, dude, I'm throwing another 100 at Demerex. If you're a current investor in Demerex and you didn't, I don't know if it's still open. Email John. I'm not going to tell you what to do. What I would do is plus up. I would have plussed up. I would have plussed up. Dr. Mash has been in the ibogaine space for over 30 years. She knew the little old lady in the lab coat on the right. She's like, she's been my nemesis. And to see her in the Oval Office admit, like, you know what, I got this wrong. I thought psychedelics were like magical thinking. Did you hear her in the Oval Office? I looked at Morgan and Marcus and we were rolling our eyes when that lady said this. Typical lady researcher in a lab coat. I was against psychedelics. I thought it was magical thinking. And then now I've really changed my mind. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean, lady? Nice soul, great person. Anybody who can admit they were wrong and they're on board now. So I know we're talking tactical right now, but reach out to Demerex, reach out to John Thomas at Demerex, man, because the ship is sailing. Iran attacks three ships in the Hormuz after Trump extends a ceasefire and a blockade. So the aerial war between U.S. and Iran is on pause, but obviously the straight battle is continuing here. So, you know, I don't think these are mines. Everything I'm reading, drones. Um, so let's be clear. And I was on Fox Live Now this morning before I went to yoga. So the president is lying and he's right. Iran is lying and they're right. What do I mean? When you kill the first, second, and half the third levels of leadership, who are you talking to? I guarantee, I know the president is talking to diplomats, the foreign minister, the president of Iran. They want to live. They get diplomacy. Even though they lie and never do what they say they're going to do, they at least pretend. The IRGC right now, folks, is in charge. They're either going to die or they're going to die, right? Or they might live, but here's what I'm getting at. Do you want to be killed by the United States and Israel or your own people? Because they're in a lose-lose right now. They have got to fight to the end. This makes sense, right? They're going to get Mussolini'd. If there's some sort of true regime change and some kind of halfway moderate comes in and the IRGC is the Iranian people are going to kill them. Wait, weren't you the general, one of the generals that killed 30,000 of our peaceful countrymen? Yet you're next. So the IRGC, folks, has to fight to the end. Unless, of course, we do get some sort of half-assed peace deal. But you know the peace deal Trump is dealing with is going to be, we're flying our Delta guys in on C-17s and we're taking all the dust, the uranium. Did you hear the Freudian slip the president said the other day? He said we're going to get our uranium back. Did everybody hear that? Don't think it was a misspeak, but I'll leave it at that. Maybe things will start. We're going to go get our uranium back. I'll leave it at that. And maybe things will, yeah. No peace plan, no problem. Why the wartime market keeps rising. Bad news stirs even greater interest among investors who see only prospects for the stock market to keep setting records. Oh boy. Now we're in what, folks? We're in a FOMO rally. That wasn't that feeling down here, was it? Well, it was for you and I because we're smart. We did a bullish on America trade and a bullish double vertical right there because we're awesome. I said we are in the third quarter of this thing. It ain't starting, it ain't over, but the market's going to start looking forward. And we ripped, and we haven't looked back yet. And what did I just tell you? We just hit 71.25 on SPX. It's almost like I do this for a living. Should have shot a bull put spread when you hear me say these things. That was when we started the brief right here. I said we're going to hit 71.25. We just did. I think my bull call spread's still underwater. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So now it's FOMO. It's absolutely FOMO rally. What did I say? Rip your face off rally. There's a pause. Rip your face off rally. Yesterday I said, is this the pause? We sold into the close. This might be, we might see another leg up here. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, stop right here. Ignore all of this. Why? You can't trade. You can't trade off the left side of a chart, folks. Where do you make money? In the white. So personally, not personally, I'm your instructor. We are oversold. Oh, I'm sorry, overbought up here, blah, blah, blah. But, ignore this. Put Operation Epic Fury in the rear view mirror. This isn't going to be Iran's charging tolls or has control of the strait. If that's what happens, I will call for Donald Trump's impeachment. Okay, I'm not a hyper partisan. I don't think that's going to happen. It's not going to end with Iran keeping their uranium. I mean, one of the rounds last week, it was like, well, we'll give it to Putin to hold for us for safekeeping. Yeah, that's not happening either. So this thing's going to end. All things end. And we're going to rip. This is going to be in the rear view mirror. Does everybody understand that? It's exactly right. It's exactly right, Scott. FOMO is a thing. Momentum is a thing. Folks, compare this with that, the tariffs. And we did on my beautiful bride's birthday almost 1 year ago, a bullish on America trade. April 27th, I remember it because that's her birthday. April 25th is my son Matthew's. Susie's 30th birthday present was leaving Balboa Naval Hospital with our oldest son. So ignore the left side of the chart. Be in the white. Okay. So we got some FOMO. We got, what do they call it? There's some acronym, like there's no other choice. What's the acronym down here? Somebody, whatever. There's a new acronym. There is no, what is it, Mike? There is no alternative. That's what it is. Tina, thank you for that. Does everybody know this? There is no alternative. It's comical. It's so funny. There is no alternative. And again, the panicins. A week and a half, was it a week and a half ago? 2 weeks ago. No, it was 2 weeks ago before I went to Harvard. I'm going to kill millions of Iranians and blow up infrastructure. That's a war crime. Mark Kelly, you committed a war crime. When are you going to turn yourself in? If you got bearish, if you trade your politics and you're a liberal or a Democrat, you're an idiot and you're broke. You don't have any money left. Set the politics aside and get ready to rip. I posted this chart yesterday. It's worth posting again. If you're an old TGO member, you've seen this chart before. You've seen an S&P like that and look at this X. Look at the delta between the stock market, the S&P 500, and consumer sentiment. The S&P 500 is at an all-time high. Consumer sentiment, all-time low. Now, it's the old whizzism, Wall Streetism, the market is not the economy. And the worse the economy gets in consumer sentiment, the better the stock market can do. And this doesn't help. Folks, we're in the evil 3%. If you trade anything, you're in the top 3% of like humans on the planet. Right? If you have $1 million a year or something like that, it's 1%, whatever it is. Here's what I'm getting at. Now you understand why regular mom and pop on the street hate Wall Street. Jobs market sucks, inflation, gas prices, blah, blah, blah. And you're watching CNBC. I have a screenshot of, of, of a Kramer of a Mad Money. I got it before it went to commercial. I got to find it, but it was something like it summed up the market at that time perfectly. Like market at all-time highs, and the lower third said like massive job losses or something. I'll find it, and it's just comical. I'm like, this is investing, ladies and gentlemen. So, because, and the reason I'm on this rant right now, I want you to look at this. I think you can see that. The Dow's best week, right? You see what it says at the bottom? I'll read it to you. The Dow's best week since 1938. More than 16 million Americans have lost jobs in 3 weeks. I grabbed the screenshot of that, folks. I'm like, oh my God. December 26th, 2021. Best week since 1938. More than 16 million Americans have lost jobs in 3 weeks. So, as somebody wrote earlier, let's go 7150. Let's go 7150. How's my bull call spread? You know, I'm back to half. 600 bucks. I've decreased my losses. Maybe I'll cut my losses here. Or maybe we keep ripping. If you're in the bull call spread from yesterday, I did the 7150, 7175. Let's go look at something real quick. Are we going to get pulled up? Let's take a look here. I'm going to get tactical real quick because we're doing a drift up the we're doing a drift here. Seven. Holy shit. We might. I'm going to hang. It was drinking money. 26,000 calls at 7150. That's 40, 38,000 total. I think we're gonna get pulled up. I'm gonna stay in the bull call spread here, man. I'm only down 300 bucks right now, but let's go. Let's see it. Let's see a rip here. Already talked about this yesterday, but I know there's like 10, 12 people that are just in AR, massive buybacks. So not only do we have Tina, there's no alternative. We also have, remember that time in 20, whenever it was, the number one buyer of the S&P 500 during this year or whatever was the S&P 500. It wasn't hedge funds, it wasn't retail, it was them. So folks, the buyback window in 2 weeks, the corporate buyback window will reopen following the earnings period. So this is bullish. And then the last thing I'm going to remind you of are the Trump savings accounts, the TSAs, that will pull the S&P 500 higher. So you might not like this rally, you might hate it. Somebody did right in there appropriately, like, hey, maybe we throw a trudge on or a bearer spread. I don't disagree with that. Maybe that would be some drinking money to the downside because we're on a rip here, man. 6 months. Now let's go with 9 months. I mean, look at the 20-day really trying to get back up to where the market is. I mean, we are really extended, up above the 20, and we should get a little bit of a pause. Now, when is it? This time next week. Be careful because what? The market's present and always looking in the future, but what if we get like blowout AI numbers, man? What if it's just good? What if we see Amazon, the Death Star? Because nice rip, but with the S&P 500, we're in a hover right now with Amazon, folks. Why? Man, people are licking their chops, waiting for the Death Star, waiting for all these names to start reporting. So this won't matter. That's why I moved it over to the left and said, ignore this. I get it. It's very hard. But if just kind of look at look at this week. We're flat. Okay, yeah, man. Ditch all this. We're done. Man, tankers are being attacked. We're done. The market looks forward and we're looking at earnings. Now, if we get an Amazon, great news, but the market's like, oh, we're not going to like that great news. We're going to implode and we'll move back down to the 20-day moving average. What do we get? Do we get this move in Amazon? Look at all the money being spent in CapEx. Or do we get this move? Look at all the money being spent in CapEx. Look at this. It's the exact opposite move. This is going to be the key determinant of what happens to the S&P 500. It is Amazon earnings and it's next week, 29th. The next Wednesday after market close. Let's go look while we're here. Oh, I can't. Elizabeth Warren's on TV. She's always. I mean, have you ever seen her just calm and like smiling? I don't even have the volume on, but just I mean, look at that lady. Beautiful soul. God bless her. Look at next week, folks. They don't even have $2.50 strikes. Where'd my $2.50 go? All right. What are we close to? We're not, we're literally in the middle of these two strikes. Uh, I, hmm. 9 and 9. This is not a big, am I doing this right? April 29th. I'm a little off here. 220. Uh, I'm sorry, 250. Folks, what is going on? 250. No, that's better. It's $24. $24, 262 to the top, and 238, 238, 262. So, but you know what's funny? Looking at the Amazon at the money straddle out to the earnings. Um, yeah, there's a little bit more. Oh, there's a 252 and a half. Sell May 1st. And of course, the strikes go away because E-Trade sucks. 252 and a half. 20 bucks. It's not that much. 262, 238. It's up a little bit. It's about the same, to be honest with you. That's weird. It's really weird. Um, Talking about being drunk on the job, Ted Kennedy. I've seen videos of him, whatever. Um, so here's what I'm rambling about. Here's what's funny is both of the Amazon earnings, Q3 and Q4, were what? I think this was like a six sigma beat, both of these. So the current at the money strat, here's what I'm getting at. It blew through to the top and blew through to the bottom, the at the money straddle, both of these times. What I'm a little shocked about is the at the money straddle isn't wider than it is. It got blown out both times. Is the options market telling us that, you know what, we think it's going to be calmer this time? That's really interesting because two, well, 262 to the top would be an all-time high by $4, up here. 238, would be an implosion down here. So there's the expected move in Amazon, meaning it'll stay between here. One more time, I'm going to remind you, the last two earnings, the first time it did that, the second time it did that. So here's my thesis. The S&P 500, folks, unless we get some headline war, peace, war back on, we implode. JD Vance and Pakistan shaking hands will rip. If we hang until then and Amazon beats, hopefully, the market rallies type of thing. But we've seen it before, folks, right? We can beat and implode. It can sell the news. This might be the ultimate buy the rumor, sell the news. So here's Uncle Wiz's earnings brief again. Earnings is gambling, period. It can beat and sell off. It can miss and rise. Last quarter sucked, but the future is going to be incredible. It rallied. So be very careful doing anything around earnings, especially with Amazon after the last two times. I think the last one, I had like I'm going to do a wide, these have all worked in the past. I'm going to do a wide iron condor on Amazon. Blown out. Okay, that was stupid. I'm like, dude, the stove is hot. Don't you tell people the stove is hot? Yeah, sometimes I need to be reminded too. All right, so we laughed about this headline the other day, but the Joe Rogan, nice enough, dude. He's tiny. He's tiny. I mean, there's Marcus Capone. Marcus and I are about the same size. I'm taller than the Luttrell brothers. Rob O'Neill is tiny. Joe Rogan was like the smallest dude in there. Look at this. Joe Rogan is about that lady's size. He is. It's so funny. But this, I love this. Let me lead with this. I love it. I love that Joe Rogan has the president's cell phone number, can text him and say, hey, and he's like, do you want to get this done? Rescheduled. Joe Rogan. Joe's a little liberal, but Joe Rogan didn't do this, right? This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy did. The fact that he had them on his podcast at various points helped. You guys know me. I flew over Trump, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully it helped. It was one team. But the Wall Street Journal, and it's funny because this is what liberals are going after. He's a liberal. He voted for Bernie Sanders. The president, with him standing behind him, called him a liberal. And everybody was laughing about it. A little too liberal. So they had to find something in this. They had to find, fly shit in a sugar, So I think this is when the president looked to the SEALs when the guy over here, Bhattacharya, NIH, and the ladies in the lab coats were talking about research, research, research. He looked over his shoulder and said, fellas, does it work? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, what's up with the research? Not death by research. And he slammed SSRIs, didn't he? He asked, hey, how effective are these SSRIs? And they're like, well, Mr. President, about single digits. Single digits? Fellas, did it work for you? He read it. Stanford ibogaine. Am I saying that right? You got to be critical to say it right. Ibogaine, ibogaine, ibogaine. 80%. I have a call tomorrow morning with NSU, Nova Southeastern University, down here in South Florida. They have a huge medical division, everything like that. I talked to the head of first of all, the chancellor, the president of NSU, had lunch with him ages ago. And then after all this, my phone blew up. I'm like, Stanford, Johns Hopkins, University of Texas, the Dell School of Medicine has a psychedelic branch. I'm like, there hasn't been a single university, college, whatever, in Florida doing this. So I have a big call tomorrow morning. Send me some love. We might be doing a whatever study down here in Florida. For the 100th time, I've tweeted, I've Instagrammed at Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis in the state of Florida. Not a word. I've hammered the guy. Not a word. I'm like, Governor DeSantis, you're a Navy vet, you're a fellow naval officer. Not a word out of you. about veterans and psychedelics in the state of Florida. Not a word. Where are you? Texas, Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, the federal government Saturday morning? Nothing. He, from what I understand, is had a talk with the president about a Supreme Court position. I think that's his dream job. President last time I was down here at the golf course, there's like him and Ron DeSantis because he's done with his governorship. And you know what, Ron? Go. I thought you were a nice enough dude. You didn't have a courage to say a single word about veterans and psychedelic assisted therapy in your state. You had two terms, dude. I've been in this fight for 5 years. I didn't hear a word from you. You're a coward. And I know you saw it Saturday morning. I know you've heard about it. I've already started peppering. I have a friend she was an army vet and she was a cop. She's on his staff and she's like, Byron Donalds is, I'm like, I'm gonna rip. Whoever does not support us, I'm ripping. And she's like, no, I'm trying to get a meeting with you and him. And I'm like, all right, well, not that my endorsement means anything, but I'm if it can help. Anger my mayor was on Squawk Box talking about psychedelics. Um, I got to be honest with you. My PR lady, I'm like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked he was on here because they are very, very pro Pfizer and everything like that. I'd love to be on CNBC for this stuff because I did my time on Wall Street. I know more about this stuff than Christian Angermeyer. I guarantee you. He's a big investor in a Thai. Uh, Seems like a nice enough dude. I saw him out in psychedelic science in 2023. Uh, could have done a better job in his appearance, but let me take the ego out of it. Having a psychedelic investor on CNBC is a win. It's a win. I've been trying for over 5 years to get on CNBC to talk about this, and not a single poke from anybody on the CNBC side. So maybe it's freeing up. I don't know. Does everybody have their up to date? Where's my PDF? That was my aircraft insurance form. I got to renew. Oh, it's right there. It's the other PDF. Everybody got this? You good? Um, I updated it Monday with the current prices. I'm waiting to re-update it again for the investor conference today. Once we get the news, again, my signal thread is I signal thread. Oh, all right, good stuff going on. Uh, Anybody need this? Everybody should have a copy of. Oh, so I think I'm Am I simulcasting on YouTube here? I think I did for this very reason. Yeah, I'm on there. So, folks, on YouTube, if you want a copy of this, I'll be a nice guy and give it to you. It's right here on the opt-in page. So right there, it's an 11-page hedge fund report. This is, and I sent this updated one yesterday to my mastermind group. This is easily a $5,000 piece of gear. That's the type of institutional research Goldman Sachs asset management private wealth clients get, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. We have really lowered the barrier to access information like this. So if you want a copy of this psychedelic biotech report with the 4 names that we're targeting, you can go and opt in. So if you're on YouTube and you're not a TGO member, you're welcome for being here today. The link is go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Okay. Werner, where on the website is the psychedelic report? So Werner, I've posted it like 90 times in the member area, right? So it's right here. Updated psychedelic biotech sector intelligence brief, right there, right? And I've posted it numerous times on the replay pages. So let me show you over here on the replay pages. like this, solo AI. Where is it? Monday. If you indulged me, I'm like, you know what? I got to talk about all the psychedelic stuff over here on the right. You see where it says attached files, AI super cycle report. So today, when I post this on the accelerated retirement replay page, I'll also post it over here where it says attached files. So right now, it's in three places on the TGO member site. Does everybody understand this? Okay. There's your manual, your workbooks over here, and stuff like that. Why do I simulcast? Every once in a while, I'll simulcast on YouTube for free to show the public what we're doing here at Top Gun Options. I don't do it all the time, clearly. I do it once, every once in a while. So, YouTube free folks, we're doing a full throttle next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, starting at 10 a.m. We're going to talk about the psychedelic sector. Hey, everybody, make sure, speaking of simulcasting, you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Every member should be subscribed to this. This is where I put out the sit rep reports, the market intel brief, the Monday market outlook, and the Friday market wrap up. Everybody go, if you're not subscribed right now, subscribe to that page. You also must subscribe. We're getting ready to upload, I think, 4 podcasts that we've put in the can, so to speak, at Sacred Warrior Fellowship. We need to grow our YouTube channel and our presence. We're almost full, speaking of Sacred Warrior Fellowship, for our May 29 to 31 retreat. If you are interested in sitting in ceremony with us down here in South Florida at the end of, stop it, the end of May. There we go. 29, 30, 31. We would welcome everybody, civilians included. And then finally, before we get tactical, please make sure you're following the No Fallen Heroes Foundation page. We're getting back on track with this. I'm interviewing Dr. Mash, like I just said, is going to join me next week in studio for a nice update with Demorex. Very, very, very good news. And Demorex, I already told you, if you're an investor, I would strongly consider, I'm not telling you what to do, I would strongly consider plussing up the investment in Demorex. I don't want to get an email from you a year from now like, man, can I get into Demorex? Or I should have gotten into Demorex or any of that. You've had your chance. Talked to Joe Caltabiano at Healing Realty Trust the other day. Good stuff. Okay. Any other questions before we get tactical? Let's just ripple. We will ripple through, easy for me to say, the psychedelic names real quick. Let's just start with Compass. Fully expect to sell this. Compass was $5 stock, folks. It went up over 50%. Of course, we're going to get a pullback. What's half the gap? Uh, 7.5. It looks better to right there. I'm just going to do it based on look. This will be critical to hold. Well, 8. Yeah. Well, where that line is pretty critical. Right there. Right there. Didn't get up there. So this, I fully expect us to pull back to $8 easily, or 7.75. I like 25s because I'm like Mr. S&P. So I fully expect this. I think it was whoever just wrote in there like, hey, I'm glad I wrote some calls. Yeah, I might even roll those calls down. Compass. Grouping. I have 3 of the 11s. I'm going to take profit and roll these things down. I'm going to adjust, roll down. And it just rolled it down $1. I'm going to roll them down to, what do we at? 8.5. I'd say 9s. I'm going to roll them down to the 9s. Take profits and calls, man. It's money, baby. All right, so there we go. I rolled My compass calls down, take a little money, and we'll group all this stuff back together. This is a buy. Buy this with both hands on a pullback. You didn't miss anything. I get into this today, right? Definium Investor Day today. We might sell the news. Fully expect that. I need to drop some more lines in here. What are the strikes? Just dollars. Okay, they're dollar strikes. Full, and I don't want to see anybody type anything right now like, what's wrong with the psychedelic names? Are you insane? Look at the climb of Definium from 10 to 26 bucks. You're welcome. This is a mature name right here, right? And don't forget, it says in the report, Compass is my lead ship. It's the one closest to the finish line. Did you hear Marty Makari? I'll get that right someday. Um, the FDA is waiting for NDAs, man. They are waiting for new drug applications out of these companies, and they're going to move on them. He said it. He brought up the AIDS vaccine. He's like, the history of this country, the fastest. He took pride. He's like, President Trump's FDA has expedited the new drug application process. You know, under the AIDS vaccine, it was like 42 days. We've gotten that down from a year to like record time. So this isn't going to be when Compass submits an NDA. What do I have? What's my short calls? Like under the Biden administration, where it's going to be like, okay, put it in this inbox and we'll get back to you in a year and a half. It's going to be, hey, Commissioner, Compass just filed the Comp 360. Read it. Let's go. It's going to be expedited. If you are not in these names, you're a fool. They did two Comp 360 phase 3 trials, folks. They did another one just to, are we firm? Are we good? Yeah, look at the results of the second Comp 360 was better than the first. I don't know what else to say to you. If you're not in these names, God bless you. I love you. All right, back to Definium, formerly MindMed. What do I have? And this is a new position. I just put this one on, right? Because I had to close 27. You know what? I'm not going to touch Definium. It's an investor day. I don't know what's going on. I have a lot of signal messages, so we'll see. I'm not. No, I'm holding Definium right now. How's the Tide doing? Seeing Christian Angermeyer on. It's going to do the same thing. We're going to fill the gap. 4.5. 2.4 million shares traded. So again, these names are active. And if anything, right now, you might have people pounding these things into the dirt, right? Hey, let's short these. They had a big gap up. Let's short them. So this is trading going on. Now, I'm proud of everybody right now because nobody's typed in the chat box like, hey, what's wrong with Compass or what's wrong with the tie? Nothing. Nothing's wrong with them. If you're long-term bullish on these names, you love this. And you know, if they fill the gap and hold, you need to add at the gap fill. Everybody understand that. And yeah, Scott brings up a good point. Shameless plug for the free people on YouTube. The free people on YouTube. This will be a major catalyst for a tie. They're working with, who is it, Deutsche Bank, on a $2 billion deal. Okay? If you wake up tomorrow morning, thank God to begin with, and breaking news, a tie, Deutsche Bank or Jeffries, who is it? Deutsche Bank has a deal with a tie and blah, blah, blah. Get a deal done. The stock should rise on that, right? So, love the names. Yeah, Helix. Yeah, I mean, there was almost a 0% chance these were going to gap and just keep running. Who was I talking to the other day? I'm like, oh yeah, Shad Dales on the Dales report. He's like, did I miss it? I'm like, dude, they're going to they gapped on an executive order signing. We have so many catalysts in the future, the new drug application, phase 3 trial announcements, acquisitions by big pharma or mergers. So This ain't done. This is the beginning. Uh, it's the end of the beginning. I think I said that right. Yeah, but heal us, help. Needs to get off the mat. We're hanging. Heal. Sorry. I was a little worried when I saw a dollar. I don't even know what that stock is. I mean, oh man, we saw 850 before. So we had a good run up into the whatever their medicine is. The expectations were too high, right? Now that we've reset expectations, I have no problems with Cybin. Um, I don't. So oh, my covered call got called away. I had a ton of shares and it got called away. Um, let me put some money where my mouth is. You know what? I don't get this. Help Cybin. Where are your option strikes, man? Where's your Jan 27? Where's your Jan 28? So, folks, it's the company and the SIBO. They CBOE. They talk about all this stuff. Why do you not have options past 8 months from 7 months from now? I need to make some calls and figure out what's going on. I don't. Mm, they're working on GAD, man. Generalized anxiety disorder. Jeffries acknowledged additional data is needed, but they reiterated a buy of 22, man. Jeffries expects phase three top line results in Q4 2026 and projects a 100 to 200 stock move depending on the outcome. Hmm. I mean, I wish they had, maybe next month they'll roll out a new series. I want a Jan 27 because of this. If they have, phase three results in Q4, they should be submitting an NDA in Jan of 27. So I'm gonna hang. I mean, I could buy some, we can just buy some drinking money calls here out to Dees. Um, I don't. Let me make some calls. We can do a ratio spread like this, five. We could do something like that. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I'll get into Cybin. I don't like this. I'd like, um, well, exactly, Mike. That's why I bought shares of this. I usually say I don't trade options on stocks under $10. Why? Because the stock price is the call option. You could buy shares. But in this case, whenever I'm dealing with lotto ticket names, doesn't look like we're going to get over 71.25. We have a triple top here. All right. So, yeah, I'll do this. Let me grab screenshots. So new position on help. I had a covered call. I had hundreds of shares or however many shares that got called away on Friday because I had sold a five call, and they got called away. So new position on help. Help. I need someone. A ratio spread. So I'm buying 10 and selling five, right? Or hold on, let me fix this. No, 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 no. I'm going to do a ratio spread. Is there premium in the front month though? Is there a May 6? No, there isn't. Hold on. There's like, no premium in a 7.5, really. There's 17 cents. Maybe a June 7.5. Or I mean, you could do a Dece 10. That would be a big move. But, that's a 50. So you know what? Maybe I'll just do this because that it would be we're at $5. If it makes 10 by December, um, that's a huge ass move. So maybe I won't sell the front months against it. Does everybody get what I'm laying down here? So yeah, Eli, maybe the broker. This was Cybin. They changed the name. Maybe your broker something's broken on that end. It's Cybin New, right? It used to be CYBN. Now it's Help. So yeah, if you want to give it a little bit more room to run, with hell, if they submit a new NDA, blah blah blah, it might really run. Well, then do something like that. Let me go down here. There's 12 and a halfs, open interest. Or you could do the 15, hey man, if they're going to get bought. I mean, from 5 to 15 by December would be monster. 5 to 10 is monster to me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy 10 of the D 7.5 calls. Um, Now, you know what? I'm going to do the fives. Everybody stand by here. I'm buying 10 of the December at the money, slightly in the money calls, and selling five against them. Yeah, this one's better. I don't know why I had 7.5 out of the money. You can do whatever you want. This is the trade I'm doing. This will be the trade I'm doing right now. 302's mid market. I'll try. It's a debit, so rarely are you going to get filled mid market. And then I will walk this on up. Easy for me to say. One more time, I'm going to remind you, Atai's got money coming in. Definium does too. They have revenue. Compass is up there. You know, this is the one pulling up the rear, so to speak. So, you know, this is a tick moment. Trader in command. Okay. Scott, what's that link? Let me fire. Not getting filled immediately, so I'm going to kind of wait and walk it on up a little bit. I don't like clicking on random links, man. Oh, thanks. Yeah, man. I'll end on that. I forgot. Yeah, man. I've been so swamped. Um, we need to reconnect on that, man. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let me get this alert out, and we have other tactical stuff to do. I'm going to go about 13 minutes long here, folks, if you will allow me. Hunters, new, help, uh, Dees, 26, ratio, spread. At. So if you're free on YouTube, man, you're seeing how we use options to get long-term bullish, or at least out 7 months bullish on a name, right? So upload. Where's all my trades? Screenshots. Any questions on this before I move on to some other names? Any questions on the ratio spread on help? All right, there's the screenshots. This will go out as an alert right now. If you're on YouTube watching us, you ain't going to get it. We get an alert on our phone, and it's awesome. So you can not be in a live trade brief, and you're still going to get the alert as if you're sitting here. Screenshots. What's this one? 422. Help. Help. Oh, it's those two. Okay. Delete. Delete that one. Okay, let's ripple through some of the other names. I don't think we have too many short calls that are in the issue. Raytheon still selling. Yep. Now we got to look out below. Now we got to open. Mm, Next stop's 180. Two. So monster move in Raytheon, obviously, from 160 to 215. Now it's selling the news, man. Earnings. This was a run up in the earnings, folks. Do you see it? Buy the rumor, sell the news. So I have no other comments on Raytheon other than if you liked it at two at the record high 215, you loved it at 182. Again, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. They blew out earnings. They raised their guidance for the rest of the year, their earnings per share and everything. Donald Trump submitted a $1.5 trillion defense bill. After I said all of those things, would you buy that stock or would you short it? Forget it's Raytheon. If I tell you that a company, brand X, blew out earnings and raised their guidance, and the president just signed something that guarantees their business for years, would you buy it or would you sell it? That's your answer. So if you're sitting there going, "Oh no, what do I do?" You buy it. So or don't short it. But take the name out of it right now, and that's what you have to do, folks. If your commit criteria changes, why are you in a name? 3 to 5 sentences, step three of our trade plan. Why are you in Raytheon? One, two, three, four, five reasons. Wait, two of them changed. Then get out. You are the tick. You're the trader in command. Raytheon breaking down right here is selling the news. No other explanation. It is a buy with both hands uh, moment for me. CBOE. Again, monster run, folks. All these names. Every name has had a monster run recently because of the war bottom. There's the war bottom in CBOE. Again, take the name out of it. Retail investors, 0 days to expiration, 24/7 options trading coming and around the world. Wait, where do all the options contracts trade on this thing called CBOE? Buy it. Any of these names, I'd buy on a pullback. So, but short calls in all these names, Raytheon, CBOE, roll them down. I'll do that right now with mine. Where's CB? Oh, I got filled on that NNE. Did you see NNE? I got filled on an NNE bull put spread yesterday. Stock was up 10% today. Um, so I'm starting to do some drinking money spreads on NNE to pay off my synthetic stock that is clearly underwater. So where is it? I got filled yesterday on a bull put spread, the 24 and a half, 24. Where's CBOE? Right here. Grouping. Oh, I don't have a short call on CBOE. I didn't get filled. Oh, there we go. So let's CBOE out to Friday. I'm going to sell an at the money call. A 295. We're at 295 right now. There's premium. Well, I won't get super crazy. I'll do the 297 and a half. It's still the market maker wants to get paid. So there you go. Raytheon, CB. Oh, JP Morgan. Let's go talk some JP Morgan. Below, JP Morgan's a hoverer. That's a great sign, man. So we had the run up into earnings, a little sell off, and then so that this is bullish. We might look at a spread here. So, folks, my earnings brief. Run up in the earnings, and it didn't even fill the gap here. That's bullish. That is a look in your investing magazine. If they report good earnings and the stock pulled back a little bit and starts to run, that is a bullish moment. Um, I mean, we got that the all-time highs up there in the 330s. We're at 315-ish. A little red past couple days, obviously with the overall market. I'm going to sit on my hands. I'm not going to force a trade. Do I have short calls though? I will do a short call. Not 100% on a bull put spread right now because I think the overall market's a little overbought, like we talked about. We're waiting on a JD Vance. We got peace announcement. Ooh, well, I had an order in, and it's clearly. Let me um, cancel that. Cancel that. The let's go JP Morgan. I think I just have one contract. All right, so we did. We failed up here at 71.25, and now we're gonna head back to 7,100. Bear call spread 71, 71.30, 71.35 would be the bear call spread. JP Morgan, I have one contract. So I would sell a Friday really aggressive 315, not as aggressive 317 and a half at a no, you know what I am. I'm going to go a little bit more aggressive. I'll do the 315. 315 JP Morgan. And then Raytheon. Where'd that short call go? Or did I cancel that? 185 at the money, Raytheon. Okay. All right, let's go back to Compass. Or I'm sorry, Compass. Help. All right, so $3. I mean, again, I'm not getting filled mid market, so we're gonna have to walk it on up. What are you gonna do? Is it's 310, 350. You click the ask, you're gonna get filled immediately and be negative $250. I don't know, 310. Why'd you pick 310? Because I just said 310. Nope. And I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee and come back and maybe walk it up a nickel. I'm cheap, man. I want to get the market maker on the other side. Like, all right, fine. I'll only make 25 bucks on this type of thing. I do not. It's a sport for me. I like doing it. I like doing it. All right. Let me check my phone real quick. Let me to 12:50. What is this? Oh, all right. Hey, I'll be on Newsmax at 1 o'clock today. Newsmax at Newsmax 2. What is Newsmax 2? Is that like a junior channel? All right, there's way, way, way too many messages to read right now. Okay, so any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, CBOE, Compass, trying to get filled on the help. We got some short calls. I'm not doing a JP Morgan bull put spread. Right now, we're having a battle at SPX at 71.25. We're going to break either up or down. I don't know which direction. I think we're waiting for news here. This is the battle of 71.25. It's orderly, right? Look at you can see the battles here. The 2 4 6 is going on, but it's breaking. I got no snipes right now. I got that bull call spread on that's drinking money from yesterday, and I'm gonna hang. Any other question? My bullish on America trade a couple years out into the future. Good looking stuff here. All right. What's this 250? I think we talked about that yesterday, Slash, didn't we? The 252 and a half. I'd hang. What do I have? I got 260s. I'm gonna roll those down right now. I would. Where are my 260s? They're up 80%. I already grouped them, dude. I'll roll them down. I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna do the 255s. If you're in the 252 and a half, you're getting theta. Just keep an eye on them. Let's see what the premium is for a 255. Yeah, I'm gonna do the 250. Remember, it's Amazon. We're hovering. I'm gonna do the 255s, but 252 and a half, I'd be okay with hanging in them. We get some sort of rip, close them. But for now, I think they're looking solid. Let me group these together. I love the fact that we're talking Amazon 255 calls, folks. Do you remember when was it? Weeks ago? Not really. It was weeks ago. The start of April, ladies and gentlemen, we were at 200 bucks. What did I tell you down here? Sell the wife and kids, mortgage the house, buy Amazon with both hands at 200 bucks. You're up 52 bucks in Amazon if you bought the bottom in Amazon. I told you to buy the bot. Anything at 200, or I think we even got down to like 197 and a half, right? Yeah, like mid-March, it was 190. This was the double bottom. I said, buy it, buy it. And we haven't looked back. So I love that we're talking Amazon 252 and a half right now, folks. So do you want to show your good AI call? Which one of those? GEV looking good, somebody said. You're welcome. Keep an eye on short calls. If you had this on 12%, boom, you're welcome. Did I get filled? Oh, I'm not in this isn't the AI portfolio. I don't have any of those names. I got to go. Yes, that's awesome. Keep an eye on any of the short calls in the AI portfolio that are ripping, man. Be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. But I'm happy with that. Thank you for pointing that out. Everybody getting GEV? We talked was that Monday or last week? So, yeah. Monday morning at 10 a.m. We're going to do, there you go, Mike, 11:11. We're going to do solo AI. That will be part of our full throttle week. It's not part of full throttle, but I'm going to do some 3 days of live trading and training. So for all my free people over here on YouTube, go register right now to get access to our live trade briefs next week. go.topgunoptions.com/full dash throttle. And you can go to this page right now to all my free people on YouTube, scroll down, and there is the biotech sector report. Okay, right there. 11-page proprietary hedge fund report you get for free for opting in. I will update this today after the close, after I go read all these signal threads. It's so funny, people talking on. Back in the day, folks, we were talking on Signal because why? Well, psychedelics are illegal and the man listening to you. I'm like, what? Shoot me a text. The president just signed an executive order. Um, I think we're good to talk in the clear about psychedelics. And it is 100% legal under Sacred Warrior Fellowship and our First Amendment and the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. My experience with these compounds could not have been more religious and spiritual. And I am a changed man. I got my cross on right now. We got Sacred Warrior Fellowship. I've invited Ron DeSantis to come and raid one of our church retreats because perp walk me, Ron, as I sue you, the state, and the federal government for violating my constitutional rights. Who was it? The guy, the head of the Harvard Law School is like, you'd be a great RFRA, Religious Freedom Restoration Act claimant or something like that. I'm like, I have zero interest in doing that, but if they come to me, I will go after them. But we are practicing our religion in peace. It's called entheism. They came up with a name at the Harvard Divinity School conference. I didn't know that's what it is called now. The kingdom of heaven is within you. All right, man, I'm done. I'm not done for the week, but we're done our 3 live trade briefs for the week. YouTube people, come and join us over here. Go.topgunoptions.com. You can join me next week, and you can go get your psychedelic report. Good stuff going on, man. I am blessed and unstoppable. You are blessed and unstoppable. I still can't believe I was in the Oval Office a couple days ago. I still can't believe Donald Trump. I was 3 feet away from Donald Trump going, Ibogaine, Ibogaine. Am I saying Ibogaine right? Ibogaine. I'm like, holy shit, man. It's still a pinch me moment, but lead, follower, or get out of the way. To the four people, the four TGO members who donated this week, thank you and God bless you. For everybody else, I got a problem with you. All right, I got to get going. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and Basi, Basi. Wiz out. I'll see you in the member area. You can always chat me or reach out. And then cheers.